It's on!
Hello everybody, it's on and it's time for another episode of Booking SWF. And we have some news. It's probably going to be my broadcaster yelling at me again. Skoldevone's contract expired, yes, because we had him appear for his one appearance contract. CANN is unhappy. Hopefully we can turn that around. Drug testing fees and viewing figures. Very cool. Okay, no news or no mail. And we are about to go into our next event, the 50th birthday spectacular. Now, it's going to take place in New England. Let me actually modify this event a little bit and just add some stuff, right? So not the season finale, no AI instructions, intent is normal. What are the options here? All right, live music. Do we get a local band, minor band? I don't think we need a band. Special set. Yeah, I think we are gonna do that. How much money are we gonna blow on a special set? I mean, heck, we could do $100,000. Maybe we do like $15,000. What are my options? What a special set can do is maybe raise the rating a little bit. I think what I might do is spend, just looking at the options here, I said maybe $15,000, but I have the $50,000. I don't think I want to go up to like $100,000, $250,000, $500,000. I mean, I'll be honest, I don't know how much real life a set would cost, but I'm thinking 50,000 is a pretty reasonable amount. So we have a special set here. I think we move forward, advance to the afternoon where the event takes place and start booking. I don't believe I have any reason to give anyone the night off. Let's not worry about it too much. So New England is where we are holding this show. It looks like 21,000 fans. Definitely want to make sure I have 20 to 30. So we got 25, 25, 25, 30. Okay, 30. These are just states. I think I might go with Connecticut. All right, yep, let's go with Connecticut. Finalize broadcasters. So now this is an event, so we're gonna use this broadcaster, this broadcaster. I just need to get a 65 for these shows, but I don't want just a 65 because it's about getting our popularity boosted around North America and beyond. All right, booking team meeting, very important. First, I want to check for bad chemistry between Gilmore and Phil Vibert. Oh, Jerry Eisen has poor chemistry with Vibert? I could have sworn there were issues between Gilmore and Vibert, but what I'm seeing here is a penalty between Eisen and Vibert. All right, I actually think that we may be in good shape looking at some of these. Well, I still got 131 creative energy, so let's spend it. It's either a creative finish and 2 angle ideas or 2 creative finishes. I don't really have a good creative finish, so let's get these 2 creative finish ideas and see how they look. All right, likely to succeed, Rocky Golden creative finish, and it's likely to succeed. I can definitely use that tonight. So, all right, I like that. That takes care of my main event where I would have ended up using the creative finish anyway. A bit of a gamble. Being a bit of a gamble, I am sure it won't succeed, but I'll keep it. I tend to keep bit of a gamble just because I might use it for a less important storyline or match for a potential boost, especially with a 3-ring circus product. I can use that as a potential boost to what I would consider a lesser match or a match that might not get put into the final rating in hopes that it boosts the overall show. I'm also happy to let it expire. Okay, locker room incidents. Kristen Pierce drew some funny cartoons, brighten the mood. I like it. Good job, Kristen. All right, and address the locker room. Inspire. I think I do want to inspire. It's a 60-day waiting period, so this is a big event, and the next two events I don't consider as big, so I am gonna hit inspire here. All right, so hopefully this sets us up for a good show. All right, now I have 1, 2, 3, 4 matches pre-booked. The 5th match, and likely the final match because of the amount of time it's going to take up, is a huge battle royal. I'll sprinkle in some angles to fill in the extra time of the show, but if I'm looking at which are my top 3 matches, I don't have a lot of confidence in the tag match. It's going to be the World Championship main event, the North American Championship, which will probably be the semi-main event, and then the 6-man tag. Let's book the show. All right, I'm gonna start with the pre-booking, and I'm gonna start with the main event up top. All right, so I'm doing a little comparison of skills between Des Davids and Rocky Golden, and what I'm seeing here is essentially going to put the match at about 15 minutes. I think I'll have a 15-minute match, and that's not including the extra time. But with the high psychology and low-ish stamina, I'll probably use the steal the show note and slow build note, which is a pretty good strategy for a match that you're not going to have going longer than 20 minutes in total time. I'm confident enough in the stamina and psychology of these guys, especially with the way Rocky Golden's stats are. The consistency is also a great factor there with the steal the show. You know, steal the show, the biggest risk is a poor performance penalty. I think I'll also do call and ring because of this high psychology for Rocky Golden here. Let me put that together and I'll be right back. So I did put steal the show as the match aim, but I might change that and move it to regular if we don't have a very hot crowd. Golden will win, and so I will use that creative finish for Rocky Golden. And the match is going to be called in the ring. Again, noting that high psychology for Rocky Golden specifically, and also a slow build. Using the slow build to assist with the stamina of both of them, but also because it's a main event title match, I want it to go longer, you know, at least have that potential for the 15 minutes. So I put it at 16 minutes. That makes it 18 minutes total. So I'm under the steal the show note being like a too long of a match. Steal the show also means that they're going to go all out in the match. Clean decisive finish with a pinfall. That's it. That's our main event. Book it. All right. So the next pre-booked match, which will be the penultimate match of this 50th birthday spectacular, will be the 6-man tag. And let me add it to the booking sheet. So here are our competitors. I'm keeping the storyline in mind. So I want someone who's doing poorly in their storyline to get a win over someone doing well. And it looks like, you know, in order to balance things out within the stories, I want Randy Unleashed to get a win over Angry Gilmore. But first, I'm asking Angry Gilmore if he's okay with that, losing to Unleashed at an event. No complaints. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and I think that's what I'll do. The aim of the match is going to be set to car crash. Now I'm going to be watching to see if the crowd is at least very hot before this match starts. Otherwise, I'll drop it down to regular. And as long as the crowd is very hot, car crash should help boost the rating because these workers have good stamina and psychology to get them through the match. And I'm going to have the match be called in the ring. I think everyone here has enough psychology in order to do that. And then a clean win. Randy Unleashed is going to be the winner. Angry Gilmore will take the loss, the pin, the submission. However, the road agent decides to work it out. Everyone who likes taking stunt bumps will take a stunt bump. And I have the match set for 17 minutes. As far as crazy matches go, I think my next is going to be like the tag team match. That's going to be the next match, and I don't have great expectations for this. I think I'm going to make it relatively quick, 10-minute match, and it's really just going to be standard match, have it as regular, scripted, and Domination is going to defend their tag team championships. So let me book this. And now finally we have our North American Championship match, and that is probably going to open the show. There is going to also be a angle that happens immediately after that, which will be significant. But I have the entire other Rat Pack members ringside. All right, so I have my North American title matchup all set. Second best referee, second best red agent on here. And what I'm going to do is put this as regular because it's going to open the show. Now, maybe I have time to add an angle to the very beginning of the show. Then there's a chance that I could get a very hot crowd, and maybe I change this to steal the show. But if this does open the show, I want to increase the crowd heat, so I'm going to just keep this at regular. This is going to be essentially a type of lumberjack match, so all of the Rat Pack is going to be ringside. Hollywood Brett Starr is going to be the victor. Slow build and clean decisive finish. I made sure to put the note to develop the storyline, and then I'm going to just go ahead and book it. 15-minute match, pretty standard. Here we go. Now, very important to the actual show, there's going to be a big angle that develops the story. So let me put that together and I'll discuss what it is that I'm doing here. So in this storyline, I'm going to have this be Brett Starr's heel turn, and he's going to get a major storyline victory over Spencer Spade. But this storyline is essentially over, but I'm going to keep it around until I'm ensured that there is a hot storyline to essentially replace it. Now, I do have an angle idea that is a safe bet. I think I'm going to use it here because this is an important angle, and it is a surprise and a creative finish. We'll see exactly what happens when we get there, but real simply, the Rat Pack is going to now be led by Brett Starr. All right, so I do have a big birthday battle royal, 50-man lottery. Essentially the way the rules are, 5 start, another man comes in every minute, random entry, and it's set as an aim of storytelling, scripted beforehand. Remo is going to win, the stipulation being that he will get a title shot at the next event, and put the overbooked note in there, mostly because even though it doesn't allow the best workers to get their highest rating, it protects low-rated workers, and I have all sorts in this match. I'm a sicko, so I set all of my eliminations, and it's a 55-minute match. So that also gives a 60 minutes total of airtime. So let's, oh, okay, match needs to be at least 56 minutes, I guess. So let's just go with that. Okay, I did want a outside interference, but I'll just remove that one just because it's going to launch their storyline, but not worried about it. Jack Bruce is unhappy. He's unhappy at losing a battle royal. There's a couple of things I might do. So I do think for an individual focus, I'll put keep strong for Jack Bruce. And there we go. We have plenty of time. All right, let me figure out where I want to put this match. I think I want it as our second match. All right, so what we have is a full card for our main show. I am going to add some pre-show matches, but I've taken my main matches that we've already talked about and filled in with promos. Some of them are just real simple things to get my celebrities involved. There are a few major angles that affect storylines, so that's all set. We're under the time limit. There's no major warnings that we see here. We would be ready to start the show. I'm just gonna add that pre-show stuff and then we get into it. Okay, we are in gorilla position for our 50th birthday spectacular event, and I'm ready to start the show. I don't have any major penalties, the green bar is always a good thing. It's really 5 matches, including the Battle Royal. A few notable things that I'm looking for is I have 2 angles to open the show, and I'm hoping it gets the crowd heat to very hot. If it does, I will change this opening title belt match from regular to steal the show. If not, I think regular is fine to try to increase the heat. After the first match, we have that long battle royal. Hopefully we have a at least hot crowd to try to boost the rating. But regardless of what happens there, we're going into the tag team match, which I expect won't be very good. But then I have an angle. This is a complete role-playing angle. It's not necessary, but I'm hoping it gets a good rating because I do have a video package sandwiched in there featuring the top popularity guys that I have available for this show. After that, we have our 6-man tag team matchup. I have this as a car crash match. I'm only going to keep it that way if it is a very hot crowd, at least. And then our world title championship match, and then steal the show for the main event. Again, we need at least a very hot crowd for me to keep that. Otherwise, they'll just drop to regular. And then we should end the show with a big surprise. We're ready to go. I always am like, do I hit start show? Because once you start, you really can't go back, even though you can make changes along the way. All right, as expected, our first pre-show match, which is a female tag team, does not get rated very well. I actually was expecting this warning. I still have my product as men's only, so I'm not expecting good ratings, especially for the female matches. And to be honest, I just really wanted to see how we performed overall. But I do like what I'm seeing here with Izzy Quick has a strong connection with young female demographic who liked her winning. She didn't even get the pin, so that bodes well for her future potentially. Next is another pre-show match, so let's go right into that. Again, the commentary, I'm not loving this warning that I'm getting, and these guys didn't put on a great match. It's fine. Not a problem. There's a weird dichotomy here with Anna Garcia and Damian Carville having an awkward pairing, but also the commentary lifted the match. I mean, I know their commentary is going to be way better than the ratings that they're getting, so that's why this comment is happening. It's just strange. I don't know how big of a penalty I'm getting on this commentary note. Terrible pre-show match. It's fine. All right, next segment, still pre-show. A pre-show bout had terrible wrestling and non-existent crowd heat, of course. So this actually answers a question that I had where these are the tag champions, but I can't defend their belt on this show because I have a couple of champions from other companies that I hired. Didn't actually realize that, and I was actually wondering if I could almost steal their title belts that way, but I guess I can't. There's not an option for that. Oh shoot, Haas Hanley dislocated his shoulder. Not loving that. I wonder how serious that is. Okay, thanks Mr. Sexy. Wow, I'm excited about this. My 2 best female workers that I hired on my RIPW roster, despite the fact that I'm getting the penalties about this is a men's only company, which it is, they still earned a 42, which tells me that I have 2 good females who are basically ready to compete in a women's division, potentially. I also have Demelza Wade, who will make an appearance on this show, and that's 3. I'm hoping to have at least 4 to have a quick tournament for a belt. Cool. And then I have 1 more pre-show. Finally, my last pre-show match is going to be a 4-way high spots lucha match. It's my 4 best aerial flashiness guys, and there's a retired shooting star belt that I want to bring back, and I hired a bunch of lucha wrestlers in order to do that. Pre-show bout had terrible wrestling, no heat, but they got a 44. Oh, but Stuntman has a hot new move. I like that. I'm hoping this crowd rating doesn't affect the opening of my show because it is very bad. Oh, I just realized something that I might want to. So I am going to go back. Again, this is what Gorilla Position is all about, going back and amending things. All right, let's return to the booking screen. I'm focused on 3 matches because my product is 3-ring circus, right? So for these matches, I'm going to allow spinal impact moves just to hopefully get the best ratings there, right? I don't need it for the battle royal. The tag match is kind of a wash anyway, so I really am hinging my rating on my best 3 matches because I know the rest aren't going to be good. I'm hoping I get angles that hit in the 80s. I'm not too worried about the angles. All right, so here we go. First angle. Nice 75. All right, we lost a little heat. I kind of expect that to happen, but I'm not too worried. Here's the thing, we're still simmering. So I think I'm going to return to booking screen. I think I'm going to keep this at regular. All right, not too bad with a 72. We're still simmering, so regular is what we're going to keep our first match. Hopefully that boosts things up. I am kind of worried that we're not going to get the crowd hot enough after our first match. Hopefully they do have a good match. We advanced the story here, that's fine. Next segment is the match. There's nothing to change. We just have to go with it. So here we go. All right, we got an 80. We're hot and rising. I like that. So hopefully we snowball that momentum. The next angle actually is the key to this, even though the title did change hands here. All right, let's go into the next angle. Pretty good angle with a 71. We did have an angle idea that was a success. It does get the crowd to white hot, so I am pretty excited about that. I'm hoping that carries into the rest of the show for decent ratings. Oh, I should have said that he's supposed to turn heel. No, I want to turn him. All right, good. All right, let's go back to the booking screen. All right, we have our segment that intros the 50th birthday battle. Then we have the battle. So far in the show, we are in the 70s to 80s, which is pretty good. So I would say, you know, between one match in the 80s and our angles so far, we're looking at about a rating of maybe like 75, 70 to 78. The next couple matches, I'm not expecting big ratings, but who knows, we can have some surprises. So let's continue the show. 75, I am happy with that. We are very hot. Want to make sure that I'm paying attention to this. All right, let's see how this 50-man battle royal goes. It could be a disaster. 73, that's not bad at all. I mean, a poor match, right? Like, of course, like there's too much going on. Everyone seemed off their game. Even Remo, that's not good. But let me just see, we have world title trouble advanced. Yep, we got 2 storylines that have started with the segment. I like that. And a valiant effort. Advanced but lost heat. I actually expected that. But the crowd is still very hot. I'm happy with that. The chaos of the match helped hide how badly the force was performing. Okay, I'm not gonna like read through all that. So that's a pleasant surprise with a 73 there. We are at a white hot crowd, I believe, if I saw that correctly, but we have a couple of promos and then our tag team title match. I'm not sure how that's gonna go, but again, we're looking for very hot or white hot for our last 2 matches of the evening. So let's go ahead and see what this promo looks like. Ooh, only a 68. That's not good. Didn't think it would be this bad, but it's bad. What's next? All right, tag title belts. Let's see how Evelyn Jameson does with this segment here. All right, we're still very hot, so that's good for the next match. Hopefully we maintain the heat. I'm happy with this. Let me just look and see, because last time at the one-on-one matchup between Smasher and Faith, they had poor chemistry. So I don't see that again. Maybe because it's not a singles match, they're able to get a decent rating, because this is a pretty good rating. I was not expecting it to be this good. Let's go ahead and take a look at our 50 years and beyond angle. I really need to pay attention to the crowd heat for this and decide if I want to keep car crash. All right, we are very hot, so car crash is going to remain. We only got a 69 rating here. I'm not too worried about that. We did have a storyline advanced here because of the video package. Actually, what was the best part of the video package was the best part of the angle, but subject of video is not like a great type of angle, but is that really great? Okay, so we did what we needed to do there. We didn't crash the crowd heat. We aren't at very hot, so we're gonna keep this at car crash, and I'm hoping that doing so makes this a bit more of a better rated and more exciting matchup, and we gotta go in and continue the show. 79, not bad at all. I'm actually pretty happy with that, and we're still very hot. I don't want the next angle to drop us to hot, but we'll see what happens. This is a good match, great wrestling, decent reaction from the crowd. So that was a pretty good one. Let's just see what the crowd looks like after this 1 minute angle. 75, very hot. We are gonna continue to steal the show. 86. Maybe we made it go a little bit too long, but what were my notes? Didn't I steal the show? Called in the ring. Okay, maybe I didn't do slow build for these guys because it was a 15-minute match. I thought I did slow build. But okay, fair enough. I mean, it did get me an 86, so I can't be too upset at that. We did a good job here. Really, Jack Bruce's killed it here with the last part of the angle, and 91 rating, 86 rating for so our last two segments were 86 and 91. I'm hoping we have a show rating in the 80s. Come on, what else do I need to do? Right? But we'll see. Let's finish the show, see how we did. 86, nice. All right. So that was definitely a success. We increased our popularity. We had a very good show, and we got to showcase a lot of different workers. I'm actually quite satisfied with what we got going on here for this show. I really can't complain. Everything kind of fell where I thought it would, in some cases even better. Let's finish the show. Since it's an event, we have a few more things. Let's address the locker room. Now, who do I want to single out? Who is actually kind of upset with me? I think ZWB is. Point out as a good example. I think I want to do that for ZWB. I might point at Angry Gilmore as a good example because I also think he might have his displeasure with me. So because it takes multiple examples of this, I'm not going to praise anyone who is a special guest star, right? I'm going to praise for a great performance because he did have probably the performance of the night. Where's Spencer Spade? Because he kept that first match together. He had a better rating than Hollywood Brett Starr, who now has his belt. So why not praise him for taking a loss there? All right, so let's make the speech. ZWB is pleased. Angry Gilmore pleased. Brandy Unleashed pleased. Spencer Spade pleased. Injury review. Oh, we did get an injury. All right. Sorry, even though that's a title holder right there. If we made money, it's good. I think this profit of almost 4 million justifies having the special set that we purchased for 50,000. I mean, I think that's part of the show costs here. Good pay-per-view revenue, good ticket sales. All right, like it. Popularity recap. Ooh, some increases here in the States, and that's awesome. And then media scrum. This is always fun. What do you think that new celebrity hiring Darius Singer will bring to the table? I'm delighted to have him on board, and he will bring a lot of eyeballs to our product. Your less than enthusiastic response didn't go down well. What? That was supposed to be complimentary. What a dick. Ooh, any comment on the awkward Anna Garcia and Damian Carville on commentary? Yeah. Good question. I actually think I'm going to put this comment here. The pairing didn't go well because that's literally my thought. This solidifies that it's a problem, getting the question in the media scrum. SWF 50th birthday spectacular is considered a success. It was a huge success. Oh yeah, the locker room likes it. Can't complain with that. Oh, how do I see the Melza Wade? High hopes, get her behind with a strong early push. She'll have to work her way up the ladder, play it by ear. Strong early push. I don't know if I'm making a promise here with that, but expect to feature her heavily. I think that's what I'll go with. Okay, we pleased the mills await. I like that. Okay, nothing to lose. This is our next major event. All right, I think I'm just going to choose the first one. It's sure it's going to be a fantastic show. How concerned are you by the off night Daniela's sweetheart had? Do you consider her to be too unreliable to trust? She had an off night. She didn't have an off night. Our fucking fans are idiots. I mean, we have a specific product, but yeah, come on. All right, I have faith that she'll become more consistent. Media scrum complete. All right, I think that will do it for this episode of Booking SWF. Please like and subscribe. That way you know every time it's on.